additional $600 each and every month for Social Security, including people receiving SSI, SSDI, VA benefits, RRB, people on low income, fixed income beneficiaries. We have got some very important details regarding $600 extra each and every month for Social Security beneficiaries. And this extra money could mean a lot of difference between struggling to make their end meet and having a bit of a cushion each and every month. Today in this video, I wanted to talk about some surprising information regarding fixed income beneficiaries. And this report goes into explaining extra $600 because as we know that inflation has been already going through the roofs and it's still very elevated, and this is very impacting for low income fixed income beneficiaries in a huge way. This year fixed income beneficiaries received 8.7% cost of living adjustment, but you know what guys, in the current rising high inflation it wasn't still enough. Congress proposed additional $600 adjustment to their monthly benefits. Take a look at this. Inflation prices are going through the roof. Take a look at just energy services 15.4% up, electricity 14%. We are talking about food prices 10.3%. So clearly as per the reports, 8.7% cost of living adjustment are not cutting to the benefits. And you know what? Additionally, Congress could have proposed an very important one single little change which could have given additional about $600 adjustment to all the beneficiaries in their monthly benefits. But you know what guys, they didn't implemented a single little change, and because of that all the social security SSI, all the beneficiaries underneath the social security radar are going to face. This was really going to be benefiting a lot of people on a fixed income, low income who need that extra money. So what kind of a change are we talking about? Now today we are talking about the annual cost of living adjustment for fixed income beneficiaries, and what report is actually showing is kind of a fascinating. Now as you may know, this year fixed income beneficiaries receive 8.7% cost of living adjustment, formerly known as COLA, to their benefits, which is actually the highest increase we have seen since 1981. So historically it's the highest increase since around 40 years ago. However guys, many people have been saying that this increase should have been more like double of that, so it should be around 18% of somewhere of that kind. So in the last year 2022 it was only about 5.9%. Now, speaking of this report is actually showing that it goes back to the year 2000, so it covers the last 22 and a half years of the cost of living adjustment figures for benefits for at least 23 years, and this report takes into the consideration of 8.7% COLA that we all got this year 2023. So let me go through the report. Now, the COLA is actually calculated of the CPIW, that is Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. Now, for years, Congress wanted to change this CPI figure from CPIW to CPIE, so this would better reflect the actual cost of living expenses for the cost of living increases of the elderly population. So CPIE, in turn, CPIE is the better figure that will give you more cost of living adjustment. Now the question is, will Congress take action to make this change, or they are going to just keep the same figure of CPIW? Because you know what, this simple little change of CPIE versus CPIW are going to benefit the elderly population, as it would be better reflecting their cost of living expenses. To understand, this report goes into the detail. Let's talk about the details. So as of right now, currently COLA is calculated using CPIW. However, the proposal to change it to the CPIE is better reflecting the elderly expenditures of fixed income beneficiaries, and this one including things like healthcare related expenses. So we are talking about better output for elderly individuals. So things like healthcare expenses, larger proportion of CPI index than the CPIW index. Talking about the potential impact of this very important change, if CPI was implemented back in the year 2000, it would have made a significant difference of about 3 percent points higher COLA based on the CPIE. Now, on a first glance, that might not seem like a lot, but you know what? Compound that benefit increases over the 23 years period, you know what? It adds up a lot of money for the beneficiaries. So lawmakers could have implemented this 23 years ago. That would have a huge impact on the amount of the money social security retirement beneficiaries receive. This simple little change that lawmaker could have implemented 23 years ago, basically that would have caused a huge impact on the amount of money that social security retirement beneficiary received each and every month. So you know what guys, it stands very important. Now if lawmakers had made this adjustment all this 23 years ago, ago, it would have amounted up to 3% change annually. On a first glance, that doesn't seem like a lot, but when you compound that change over the course of 23 years, guys, this will result in extra $600 to $700 for each of the beneficiaries per month. And you know what, guys? That is extra $7,400 to $8,400 per year. So that's a quite a lot amount. Now, this change might be small, but it would have an immense impact on the lives of retirees. And you know what? Many retirees rely on Social Security to pay for their basic needs like food, housing, and this extra money could mean a lot of difference between struggling to make their end meet and having a bit of a cushion each and every month. So the moral of the story is the past 23 years Social Security SSI benefits have not been adjusted for the inflation. This means that people who rely on these benefits have not been able to keep up with the cost of living. Right now, the average Social Security retiree receive $1,800 month. However, guys, if beneficiaries had been adjusted for the inflation, that amount would have been closer to $2,400 a month, which is a significant increase in their monthly payment. Similarly, guys, speaking of the average SSDI benefit, well, currently it's about $1,480 per month. However, guys, with the inflation adjustment, that amount would be closer to about $2,100 a month. Now, that's quite a lot of difference when it comes down to the SSDI benefits. Now, guys, speaking of the SSI beneficiaries, they are currently receiving average of $735 a month, but with the inflation adjustment, that amount would have been $1,400 a month. Now, these are some estimated calculations, but you know what? These amounts may not seem like a lot, but you know what? This can make a huge amount of difference in the lives of millions of Americans. That means a huge difference between affording basic necessities and struggling to make their end meet. Now, guys, coming over to the reality, unfortunately, the Congress has been talking about this proposal for the last 3 to 5 years, but they still haven't done anything yet regarding implementation of CPIE instead of CPIW. We have already missed out on 23 years of the potential increase of the cost of living adjustment, and we don't know yet what will happen next in the 2024. I think it would be really easy for the Congress to implement this increase, and yet they continue to do nothing. This is why it's important to stay informed, contact your representative to urge them to take any sort of action on this very important issue. Cost of living adjustment is going to be very important issue for the next year, and it's a super big deal right now because you know what, this is something which is really important in terms of your monthly benefits. How much Social Security benefit increase are you going to receive? So it's definitely worth paying attention, and I wanted to make sure that you receive all the latest information you receive so that you can make best decisions possible for your retirement. I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure to hit that like, share this video, subscribe to our channel. How to, guys, turn on all the bell notification. And this is Kedar from How to, guys. See you in the next video.